Did you know that after the age of 60, more than 60% of strokes occur within the first 3 hours after waking up? The scary part is that most seniors have no idea this risk is silently lurking in what seems like very ordinary morning habits. It is not high blood pressure. It is not your genes. It is the way you start your day that directly affects your brain health, blood circulation, and the risk of blood clots. If every morning you jump out of bed quickly, drink coffee or juice before even having water, and then sit still for hours without moving, then you need to watch this video carefully. I will share with you 9 morning habits that secretly triple your risk of stroke, which many people unknowingly repeat every single day. Do not worry, we are not here to blame anyone. We are simply going to understand these risks together and gently make changes to live healthier. Starting tomorrow morning. If you are over 60, please watch this video until the end. It could change the way you take care of your health every single day. What country are you watching this video from? Leave a comment below. There is one thing that very few people notice. The most common time for a stroke to happen is actually early in the morning. Right after we wake up, many studies have shown that within the first 3 hours after opening our eyes, the risk of stroke rises sharply compared to other times of the day. The reason is that after a long night of deep sleep, the body enters a mildly dehydrated state. The blood becomes thicker, the blood vessels narrow, and the heart rate slows down. When you wake up, your brain needs a stable supply of oxygen and nutrients, but your circulation has not caught up yet. Suddenly standing up, drinking coffee early, skipping water, or avoiding movement can cause your blood pressure to change rapidly. This puts a lot of pressure on the brain's blood vessels, especially in older adults who often have weaker blood vessel walls and reduced elasticity. Harvard Medical School once published that more than 60% of strokes occur in the morning, often right after the person performs simple habits like drinking coffee, going to the bathroom, or getting dressed. You may feel completely normal, but inside, your heart and nervous system are working hard to adapt, and just one small mistake can lead to serious consequences. So, which habits are secretly putting your safety at risk? Are you doing any of them every morning without even knowing? Mistake 1. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach. Many people over the age of 60 have a habit that seems harmless. Every morning, right after waking up, they make a hot cup of coffee to feel more awake and ready for the day. It sounds familiar and comforting, but for an aging body, this habit can actually be one of the most dangerous triggers for brain and heart health. After 7 to 8 hours of sleep, the body becomes dehydrated. Blood pressure is lower than usual. Blood vessels are constricted, and the blood becomes thicker. At this moment, if you drink coffee before eating anything or even drinking water, the caffeine stimulates your adrenal glands to release cortisol, the stress hormone. This causes a sudden spike in blood pressure, a faster heartbeat, and even tighter blood vessels. For older adults with less flexible arteries, this reaction can be too strong. It can lead to the formation of blood clots, which are the early steps toward a stroke. I still remember a patient named Carl, 72 years old, a retired teacher from Ohio. He had the habit of drinking 2 cups of black coffee every morning for more than 30 years. When he started to feel dizzy and his vision became blurry, he thought it was just aging, but a brain scan showed small areas of reduced blood flow in the brain, which was early signs of stroke. The cause, it was his habit of drinking coffee on an empty stomach, which thickened his blood, narrowed his vessels, and formed tiny clots. Caffeine is not bad, but when it is combined with dehydration and an empty stomach, it becomes a silent threat. So what should you do instead of drinking coffee first thing in the morning? It is very simple. Start your day with a glass of water and a light breakfast such as a banana or a few almonds. Then, enjoy your coffee as a safe and pleasant reward. Mistake 2. Drinking bottled orange juice. Right after waking up for decades, we have been told that a glass of orange juice in the morning gives us energy and vitamin C. But for people over the age of 60, this can be a dangerous double-edged sword, especially if you drink it right after waking up. When your body is still dehydrated and you have not eaten anything, even if the label says 100% juice or no added sugar, most bottled orange juice has had the fiber removed and contains a very high amount of natural sugar. This causes your blood sugar level to spike quickly after drinking. In a state where your blood is thick and your circulation is still unstable after sleep, a sudden rush of glucose from orange juice can trigger a strong insulin response. This can constrict your blood vessels, cause a rapid increase in blood pressure, and create conditions for blood clots to form. One of my former patients, Linda, 68 years old, living in Arizona, had no history of diabetes. She exercised daily and lived a healthy lifestyle, but one morning, she suddenly had trouble speaking and her vision became blurry. The doctor diagnosed it as a mild stroke. When reviewing her morning routine, she shared that every morning she drank a glass of orange juice right after waking up, a habit she had since childhood. What she did not know was that the combination of mild dehydration, age-related insulin resistance, and the high sugar content in the juice had created the perfect conditions for a stroke to occur. The solution is very simple. If you enjoy oranges, eat the whole fruit instead of just drinking the juice. Keeping the fiber helps your body absorb the sugar more slowly and steadily. Or even better, try making a smoothie with the whole orange and a few chia seeds. It is delicious and much safer for your heart and brain. Mistake 3. Drinking sugar-free soda or diet soft drinks. In the search for healthier choices, many older adults switch to sugar-free soda or diet soft drinks, believing that if there is no sugar, then it must be harmless. But the sad truth is that many drinks labeled zero sugar are silently harming the brain, heart, and blood vessels, especially when you drink them in the morning on an empty stomach. Artificial sweeteners such as aspartame, sucralose, or acesulfame, potassium can disrupt your body's metabolic signals. They may cause unusual insulin spikes even without real sugar. At the same time, they lead to dehydration at the cellular level and make the blood thicker. This creates the perfect conditions for blood clots to form, increasing the risk of stroke. One of my patients, Edna, 74 years old, a retired nurse from Florida, was proud of her healthy lifestyle. She avoided sugar and did light exercise every day. But she often felt tired, dizzy, and experienced irregular heartbeats. Test results showed that she was mildly dehydrated, had high sodium levels, and unusually thick blood, along with signs of heart rhythm disturbance. The cause: she drank 2 cans of diet soda every morning. She thought avoiding sugar was a good thing, but she did not know that artificial sweeteners were disturbing her body's natural rhythm, making her heart unstable and her blood vessels tighten irregularly. The solution is not complicated. If you enjoy the refreshing feeling of fizzy drinks, try plain water with natural flavor from a slice of lemon, mint, or cucumber. It gives you the same freshness without harming your blood vessels or brain. Mistake 4. Drinking energy drinks or sports drinks in the morning. Many older adults turn to energy drinks or sports drinks as a way to boost strength, stay alert, or get quick energy in the morning. These products are often advertised with images full of vitality and energy, sometimes even claiming to include vitamins or electrolytes. But did you know that these energy drinks were never designed for the cardiovascular system of older adults? In fact, they often contain concentrated caffeine, refined sugar, high levels of sodium, and stimulants like guarana or taurine for younger people. The body may react quickly and recover easily, but for those over 60, the heart is already weaker, the blood vessels are less elastic, and the blood tends to be thicker, especially in the morning just after waking up. I still clearly remember a case involving Mr. Frank, 69 years old, a retired firefighter from Texas. Every morning before going for a walk, he would drink a small bottle of energy drink to feel more awake. At first, he felt full of energy, but then he began to experience a racing heartbeat, prolonged fatigue, and one morning, he suddenly lost vision in his left eye for 15 minutes. The diagnosis was a transient ischemic attack, TIA, an early warning sign of stroke. The cause was that the energy drink made his blood too thick, caused a rapid rise in blood pressure, and created ideal conditions for a clot to form, directly affecting the brain's blood vessels. Instead of relying on artificial energy from chemicals, you can try a gentler approach. Warm water with lemon and a pinch of natural mineral salt can help restore electrolytes and gently activate circulation in a much safer way. Mistake 5. Not drinking water after waking up. One of the most common morning mistakes among older adults is also the simplest one. It is skipping water after waking up. After a long night of 7 to 8 hours, the body naturally loses water through breathing and sweat. This makes the blood thicker, the blood vessels tighten, and the circulatory system slow down. If you do not drink water right after waking up, but instead go make coffee, take medication, or eat breakfast, you are asking your heart and blood vessels to work under dehydration and high pressure. The case of Mr. Tom, 75 years old, a retired military veteran living in California, is a clear example. He exercised regularly, ate a balanced diet, did not smoke, and never drank alcohol. But one morning, just 15 minutes after getting out of bed, he suddenly collapsed in the hallway. The diagnosis showed a severe stroke caused by a blood clot blocking the flow of blood to the brain. After a thorough examination, doctors discovered that he had no habit of drinking water in the morning. He would only drink coffee and wait until noon to have water. Leaving the body dry for too long in the morning had made his blood so thick that it caused a blockage. You do not need to do anything complicated. Just start with a glass of plain water at room temperature. No ice, no bubbles, no flavorings. Think of it like adding oil to a car engine before turning it on. It helps your circulation run smoothly, stabilizes blood pressure, and quietly protects your brain in a powerful way. Mistake 6. Taking blood pressure medication without plain water. Many older adults take their blood pressure medication every morning, but they often skip the most important step, drinking enough water with the medicine. Some people swallow the pill quickly with just a sip of coffee or orange juice, or even without any liquid at all. But this can prevent the medicine from working properly and may even be dangerous for your heart and brain. Blood pressure medications need to dissolve in water to be properly absorbed into the bloodstream. This helps stabilize your heart rate and blood pressure. Without enough water, the pill may get stuck in the esophagus, cause irritation to the lining, or be absorbed unevenly, leading to sudden spikes or drops in blood pressure. Helen, 76 years old, living in New Jersey, once collapsed in her bathroom one morning. After examination, doctors found that her blood pressure had dropped quickly because the medication worked too strongly while her body was dehydrated. She said that every morning she would just take the pill quickly and then start doing housework. That small habit turned out to have a serious consequence. To avoid this, you should drink at least one full glass of plain water, about 240 milliliters, when taking your blood pressure medication. And never replace water with coffee, milk, or juice. Plain water is the best way to help the medicine go where it needs to go, do what it needs to do, and protect your heart effectively. Mistake 7. Sitting still for too long after waking up. Many people have the habit of sitting still on a chair, turning on the TV, or scrolling through their phone for hours before doing anything else. This may seem like a gentle way to relax, but it actually slows down blood circulation, especially in the legs, where blood tends to pool after a long night of lying down. When blood does not move evenly, the risk of forming deep vein thrombosis (DVT) increases significantly, and if a blood clot travels to the brain, it can cause a stroke in just seconds. The case of George, 81 years old, a retired engineer from Michigan, is a powerful lesson. Every morning, he would wake up at 6 a.m., take his medication, sip tea, and sit in his favorite armchair watching the news for 2 hours. One morning, he suddenly began slurring his words and his face drooped on one side. The diagnosis was a mild stroke. The cause: sitting still for too long after waking up, combined with dehydration and medication, had made his blood thicker and allowed a clot to form. The advice is very simple. After drinking water, get up and walk gently around your home for 5 to 10 minutes. You do not need intense exercise. Just a few slow steps are enough to activate blood flow, awaken the heart, and protect the brain from silent risks. Mistake 8. Getting out of bed too quickly every morning. Many people have the habit of jumping out of bed the moment they open their eyes, thinking it is quick and efficient. But for those over the age of 60, going from lying down to standing up too suddenly can cause a drop in postural blood pressure. This prevents enough blood from reaching the brain, leading to lightheadedness, dizziness, fainting, or even a mild stroke. While sleeping, blood pressure naturally drops, the heart rate slows down, and blood flows evenly throughout the body. Standing up too quickly can cause a temporary lack of blood to the brain, and if this is combined with dehydration or existing health conditions, the situation becomes even more dangerous. Mr. Walter, 82 years old, who used to work in a factory in Indiana, kept the habit of stand up as soon as you sit up, just like in his younger days. One morning, he stood up too quickly and collapsed in his bedroom. His mouth became crooked and his speech was slurred. A brain scan showed that he had experienced a mild stroke caused by a sudden drop in blood pressure and thickened blood. What he lacked was not health, but gentleness and caution in his early morning movements. The solution is very simple. When you first wake up, stay lying down for 1 minute, breathe slowly, then sit up gradually, let your feet hang down to the floor, and wait a few more seconds before standing up. By doing just this, you give your heart and brain time to catch up and avoid the kind of shock that can make your body suddenly collapse. Mistake 9. Eating a sweet, low-fiber breakfast without drinking water. Breakfast is the first meal after many hours of rest, yet many people choose something sweet and quick like pastries, instant cereal, bottled fruit juice, or sweetened yogurt. These foods may be convenient, but they are high in simple sugars, low in fiber, and almost completely lack protein. This causes a sudden spike in blood sugar and puts pressure on your blood vessels. After waking up, your blood is already thicker and circulation is slower. When you eat a breakfast full of sugar like this, glucose rushes into your bloodstream like a flood, insulin spikes sharply, your blood vessels tighten, and the risk of clot formation increases. I remember Lois, 71 years old, a retired librarian in Vermont. She lived a disciplined life with no alcohol, no smoking, and daily morning walks. But one day, her left hand went numb and her speech became slurred. She was diagnosed with a mild stroke. The cause was a 20-year habit of eating sweet bread and drinking juice every morning without anything else. The advice here is very clear. Choose a breakfast with fiber, protein, and make sure to drink water before eating. Good examples include boiled eggs, fresh fruit, oatmeal, or a handful of nuts. This is the best way to stabilize blood sugar, protect your blood vessels, and prevent stroke in a sustainable way. After everything we have shared today, you may have realized something important. The risk of stroke does not come only from high blood pressure, diabetes, or genetics. It also comes from the small morning habits you repeat every single day. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach, using bottled orange juice, avoiding plain water, or eating a sugary breakfast with no fiber are all making your blood thicker, your blood pressure unstable, and your blood vessels weaker. These are the silent triggers behind strokes that happen after waking up. The good news is that you can absolutely change this. You do not need expensive medicine or strict routines. All you need to do is start your morning with a glass of plain water. Stand up slowly, move gently for a few minutes. Eat a simple but balanced breakfast, and stay away from drinks that seem healthy but are full of chemicals. Remember, after the age of 60, your body does not need to speed up. It needs rhythm and stability. Life is not found in the big achievements. It is found in the way you begin each new day. With just one right habit, you can reduce your risk of stroke. If you found today's video helpful, please subscribe to the channel to receive more videos about senior health. Which morning mistake are you making? Leave a comment below so we can all learn and share together. Starting tomorrow morning, choose to slow down, care for yourself, and give your body a new beginning, safer and stronger every day.